ass. I want that. Oh, I need that. Gots to have that. It's mine. Woke up with the feeling that I gotta get my hands on something. I've got the urge and it won't stop. No time for breakfast, just my coffee and an English muffin. They open doors at 10 o'clock. Yeah. I said I wouldn't go back, but I'm driving. Just take it back if you don't like it. Keep telling myself this is it, but I'm lying. Who cares about that? I left my
Nobody's being delivered from anything. God ain't doing nothing for nobody right now. Then gee, I wonder why. Because these folks are thinking.
I'm going to try to make this very, very quick. I just find something very disturbing. And I was listening to a video, and it was these brothers who we used to get along. And I don't know why we can't get along now, but they don't like Angel Stump Number 7 that well. I mean, I heard them talking about me pretty bad, you know, made mockery of my time in a crazy house and called me all kinds of names, white man, guard dog, and I'm sorry. See, that kind of stuff just makes me laugh, because while they are saying these things, they know it's not true. But you know, when you're a little child and you want to talk about somebody's mama, you never saw that person's mama in a day in your life. Your mama fat. The reality is your mama thin. But you know how children are. You know, your daddy's bald. Now your daddy got an afro just like the old Michael Jackson, you know, the old Jackson 5. You know, children just start talking because they just don't like you. You know, that's how it go. And it makes me laugh because these are grown adult persons, more than 30 years old, and they still, I'm not making mockery, but I mean, so childish and infantile. Is this the best that you can do? How are you going to raise yourself to a level where you can actually deal with ministers and presidents of other nations with your behavior? You cannot, if you went to any of these African nations or Asia or anywhere on this earth with your mentality, they would throw you out. Matter of fact, you would even get that to begin with. You are too immature. You're too emotional, and that's the thing. That's the problem here. And this is a problem with the black man on social media, is that we are so emotional. We get our feelings hurt so quickly. I just don't get it. I can't handle it. I'm too old. And matter of fact, they even said, brother said, I will beat an old man, making reference to me. You know, I beat a woman, making a reference to a sister that just joined, you know, our team, Operation Exodus, Mississippi. You know, they'll beat and they'll kill. You know, this is very disturbing. I mean, it's funny, but yet it's very serious, because see, this is the type of mentality, brothers and sisters, that got Brother Malcolm killed. Now, most of these guys that was a part of this conversation, they would tell you of how they support Malcolm X and love Malcolm X. Now, one brother on the panel, he approves of the murder of Malcolm X. So I don't want to talk about him because he approved of black people murdering another black man for whatever reason. You know, but these other brothers, I'm sort of shocked. But see, they have that mentality. They have the mindset that as long as the black people do what you want them to do, then it's all right. The black people don't have the right to think for themselves. The black people have to bow down to whatever you dictate, how they live, how they talk, what they believe. You're no different than the races are. You're no different from any other dictator that's on the planet, because it's your way or the highway. And so by their talk, what you hear is, even if I have to murder you, even if I have to kill you, this is for your own good. So Malcolm X was murdered for his own good. There are many of us in this nation, not only in religious circles or so-called black struggle, but even on personal levels. A lot of these murders among the black people, if you want to call us that, a lot of people actually do this because it's for the victim's own good. Wow. I can't get over that. I have faced all kinds of hate. I've gotten death threats. The whole 11 years, going on 11 years that I've been on YouTube, I've never wished death to nobody. I never talked about punching somebody in the face. Even the racist. I've never done that. Now, I'm going to warn these people one more time, and you can take it with a grain of salt if you want to, but you're living in a whole new era. You're living in a whole new dynamic. Now, you think that because you get on YouTube and talk about, I will kill and I will murder and I hurt, and see, that makes you feel tough. See, what makes me tough is my information. What makes me tough is what I present, the viewpoint that I present. That's what makes me tough. But see, those who aren't tough, those who information that's supposed to be strong is really weak, then they have to turn to actual physical violence, because their wisdom, their understanding, their supreme intelligence, whatever they claiming, is not supreme. It's not as strong as they believe it is. Because if it was as supreme, as strong as you thought that it was, then there's no need for you to talk about, yeah, I catch Taalik and I beat that old man down. For what? You beat me down, I'm not going to change my mind. You would have to kill me. But also at the same time, do you think that myself or anybody else, do you think in 2018, we're not like Malcolm X. Malcolm made it, unfortunately, Malcolm made it easy for those cowards to murder him. I'm not Malcolm. And a lot of us ain't Malcolm. So yeah, you could do that. But what's the old saying? If you want to get some booty, you got to bring some. So it's not going to be like, oh, wow, they're here. I just lay down and let you shoot me in the head. No, that's not how things work. At the same time, this is the ironic and sad thing about it. I love my people. I do this for my people. The word is love. The word is love. How can you love a people, then you turn around and want to murder them, take their life, take them off the planet? Then, oh, wow. Then you'll turn around and talk about the abortion rate. Oh, the sister shouldn't be going to the abortion clinic, all the abortions. And here you are committing abortion. You want to abort me? You want to abort anybody that is against what you're talking about? Don't y'all see the hypocrisy? Don't you see the confusion? Don't y'all see that something here is wrong? But look, see, You're going to create your own demise. Because see, this is a brand new environment that we're living in. And the Caucasian, your enemies, who you said it's your enemies, but you want to do their work for them by aborting people because they won't bow down to what you think somebody should do. Now you live in an environment where the government has created what we call the Black identity extremists. And if I was the government, from what I heard last night, I'll be gathering my evidence, waiting for some more. You run around here on the public airways, talking about who you gonna kill, who you gonna beat. Even talking about white folks too. Oh no, you know you're crossing the line. Well, see, y'all talk that. Keep talking that. Keep talking that stuff. And I know that you're big and you bad and what you're gonna do. Now the sad thing about it also, one of the brothers that's talking about I'll beat somebody like Taalik, old man, I'll beat a woman, he'll beat a woman. You know, here's your revolutionary. They say I even beat a woman. I beat old people. But look at this. This same hatred, this same spewing of nonsense that's coming out this man's mouth. This same brother that's talking about who he gonna murder and who he'll kill. I told him I don't, sometimes I don't pay taxes. He told me you better pay taxes. I said I don't have to pay no taxes, if I want to, No, you better pay taxes. Now, here you are, you bad enough to, you talk about you gonna kill people, you beat women, you beat up old men. I mean, you really, really bad. But then I tell you that, I pay taxes, sometimes I skip or whatever. You better pay your taxes. See, that's a contradictory. I mean, these people are confused. But it goes again to they have all this love. The Black Muslims, they trying to say that the government killed Malcolm, which is a lie. The Black Muslims, the Nation of Islam, murdered Malcolm. And the proof in the pudding is they have the same mentality today. There are people who did not even live during the time of Malcolm X. They have the same mentality like they had during the 1960s. The government don't have nothing to do with that. Louis Farrakhan was on the air saying that Malcolm should be killed. Traitors need to die and all that crazy stuff on Nation of Islam radio. Government don't control that. There was a picture of Malcolm's head being cut off in the Muhammad Speaks. The government don't control that. Louis Farrakhan in the 1980s and 1990s, Malcolm is dead. Louis Farrakhan spent almost 10 years trying to destroy the legacy and the memory of Malcolm X. Government don't have nothing to do with that. I didn't even know who Malcolm was until Minister Farrakhan started talking about him, and I'm like, who is Malcolm X? But see, unlike many of you, I do my own research, did my own study, and when I studied the situation, and I love Elijah Muhammad, that's my spiritual father, but I can't ride with Elijah on this one. Y'all messed up with this Malcolm X thing. But Louis Farrakhan, like I told you, for 10 years, tried to destroy the legacy and the memory of Malcolm X. And the result was Spike Lee made a movie. The result was Spike Lee didn't have enough money. The result was the people love Malcolm so much. People like Oprah Winfrey, Denzel Washington came out of his pocket, I believe, and some other celebrities came out of their pocket to give Spike Lee the money he needed to finish Malcolm X. So it backfired. And so since Farrakhan could not destroy the legacy of Malcolm X, he came out recently like he liked Malcolm, and Malcolm died so he could live. He tried to make up this story like Louis Farrakhan and those who follow him, because they believe in Farrakhan, they hate Malcolm X. That's just the bottom line. So in other words, they endorse and approve of murder. They approve of some cowards who shot down an unarmed man in front of his wife and children, and knowing that the people in the audience, everybody was unarmed. These are a bunch of cowards. And Louis Farrakhan also praised the murderers. He never took that back. He said, well, I did, because of my rhetoric, I did heat up the environment to cause Malcolm's death, but he never apologized. He never said that he done anything wrong. What does that tell you, brothers and sisters? You are approve of murder. And even if the government did it, they still approve of the murder. So if somebody gunned me down right now, these brothers would be happy, but they love black people. Ain't our black people? Last time I looked, I might call myself a person of soul, but when you look at me, I'm still an African as far as you're concerned. I'm still a black people. I'm still supposed to be your brother, but because you don't like what I say or whatever, you don't mind me being murdered. What type of mentality? Is that the type of mentality y'all really want to get with? That's what y'all follow? It's all right to kill your own people for whatever reason. Even when you go to places like Africa, they are killing and murdering themselves. You have African people that's trying to flee that nation, not because of love, because they fear for their lives, because they are starving, and other reasons. They are seeking political asylum. So under the mentality or the mindset or the rule or the government of these persons, they're going to take all your rights away from you. You don't have the right to freedom of speech. I should be able to speak to a brother, and even though we disagree, we still should be on the same page as far as being liberated from an oppressor. But no, with these persons, you got to bow down and be my slave. See, that's the problem. I'm not going to be your slave. I'm not going to be your slave. They're not looking for liberation. They're looking for slaves for this plantation that they have in their mind. They want to tell you what food to eat, when to wake up in the morning, how to raise your children, whatever it is, they want to control you, everything. If you don't think like them, walk like them, do what they tell you, then they want to murder you. Hell, if that's the case, we might as well just stay with the white folks. At least you understand, you understand your situation. That's why I would never go nowhere where the Nation of Islam is in charge, or the Hebrew Israelites, or these Kemetic folks, because the bottom line, all of them think like the white man. Here they are talking about the white man is, and the white man, all of them think like the cracker do. They think just like they do. But because they put black in supremacy, then that's supposed to mean it's different. It's not different. Your rhetoric is just as hateful, just as unequal, just as enslaving as the Caucasian people. So we might as well say, maybe that's the reason why after 400 years, with all your RBG, with all your Kemetic, with all your Nation of Islam, with all these things we've had, that's probably the reason why we're still in the condition that we're in, because ain't nothing really gonna change. The only thing you will be doing is changing your slave master. That's the only thing that you would be doing. No more, no less. If you sit here and can approve of harm and murder, and y'all they laughing at this. Now, see, this is the thing about me. You're gonna actually laugh about a black man being incarcerated. I was incarcerated for 10 years, and they laugh because you don't like me. I was incarcerated unjustly, like many brothers and sisters in this country. But because you don't like me, you approve of what the cracker done to me. Took 10 years of my life for no reason. Y'all really want to be under the government of people like this? because they already telling you they will kill you if necessary. They will murder you if necessary. They will abort adults. I guess they can take your children away from you and brainwash them the way they want them to roll. But as far as you're concerned, they already telling you, I will murder you if necessary, unless you submit to me as your slave master. Now, I'll tell you this, I'm going to conclude. I'm going to say this. I don't like, and it was a very negative experience, being locked up, which these guys are going to find out, because with all that rhetoric that they talking, I'm going to murder so-and-so, I'm going to beat women, I'm going to beat children, I'm going to beat old people. Well, you know, keep talking that way. And you was laughing at me for being incarcerated. Well, I survived 10 years. I survived 10 years, and I made it. But see, I've seen people like you come in the joint. I actually wasn't in a joint, but I still was incarcerated. Same type of situation. I seen cats like you run off at the mouth, talking how big and bad you are. Next thing, you holding your butt cheeks, because that big gorilla guy caught you in the bathroom while you was taking a leak. And you too ashamed to tell anybody that you just got raped by a man. So I've seen it. I survived it. Ain't nobody bother me. But I've seen people like these guys running their mouth, talk about who they gonna beat, who they gonna kill. And you're gonna get your opportunity, because believe me, the government is watching you, listening to what you're saying. Oh, you're gonna kill, you're gonna beat me up, you're gonna beat up a sister. Always black folks. You gotta beat up black people. You know that. So when the government come knocking at your door and call you a black identity extremist, they don't have to charge you with a crime. The only thing you have to do is be a suspect. And they'll come to your job or wherever. They decide they want to make that move on you because you were stupid enough to talk all this crazy stuff on YouTube. And now you're behind bars. And I want to see how tough you really are. I've seen many tough folks. They don't get that tough when them bars start closing behind you. I'm not talking about no 9 hours in jail because of a traffic ticket. You're gonna see the months, if not years, pass by. We're gonna see how tough you are. All that hollering and screaming. Because see, you're not a man. You gotta talk like that because you're not a man. And you're not really that smart. So you gotta bark. You gotta be all pompous and stick your chest out. And you think that you're impressing somebody. You don't impress me. I'm not scared of you. And you're not gonna impress this white guy. Because when they get a hold of you, we're gonna find out exactly what you made out about. So keep talking. But see, this is the thing about me being locked up. The thing about me being locked up for 10 years is that I was studied. My enemy studied. This is the key word. My enemy studied me for 10 years. And I would be happy to send you all my records so you can study me from my enemy's point of view. I'm not gonna give it to you for free because it's too much paperwork. You know, I make copies and charge you, maybe $60 or $100, a lot of stuff. The whole 10-year history, I give it to you so you can study. But you're really not that interested. But if you look at my history, the whole 10 years, they don't call me. They never said I disrespect women. I never hit a woman in the whole 10 years I was there. I never called a woman a whore or a bitch or none of that type of stuff. They don't call me a liar. There's brothers on here talking about Taalik is a liar. No, Taalik might be mistaken. Taalik might be in error. But Taalik don't run around telling lies. Here is my enemy for 10 years. They don't report me telling no lies. My enemy said out of the whole 10 years of studying me, they don't report that I steal. I don't steal. The whole 10 years. So you can laugh and giggle because I was locked up. But my enemies say that this man respects women. really all women, but they also know that I got real love for the sisters. They know that. They report I don't lie and I don't steal. And also, even when it comes to the mental illness, there was confusion. Everybody couldn't agree what the mental illness is supposed to be. Maybe because, sir, I don't have one. Maybe that's the reason why. Maybe that's the reason why there was confusion on that issue. So it's good. It's a bad thing being locked up, but also at the same time, I can use what is negative to bring the positive, because that's my enemy. My enemy will tell you I'm not a liar, I don't steal, and I have great respect for women. That's from my enemy, those who hate my guts. So what you're talking about really don't mean nothing. Who studied you? Who can you go to that can verify your character, your integrity, your honesty? Huh? But clearly, there's something wrong with you when you can talk about how much you love. I love my people. I do this for my people. I do this for, okay. You do this for your people. What people did you ask? Did you ask them, is this what they want, or is this what you want to force on them? When you come to the realities temple on earth, when I say I do something for the people, I want to do this for my people. What I'm saying is, I'm asking you, can I do this for you? I'm bringing advice. Will you take my advice? Will you take my suggestion? And even if you do, I still love you. You don't have to. I'm not going to kill you. I'm not going to beat you up because you're an old man. You know, I love you for whatever. I embrace you because I love you. I don't have to agree with what you do. I don't have to agree with what you say.
Okay. Yes, sir.
You know?
I have something. I have a statement that I need to make.
Yeah.
Okay. Unfortunately, for whatever, the case may be, I guess, the topics that you're speaking on right now, man, it's beginning to ignite, a fight, within like my chat room. We got, Sister Ingrid Thomas and
Yeah.
Brother Maurice, not only, calling you out and saying all type of ill things about you, but also, going back and forth with, the sister. And I just have to make this statement and this disclaimer. I just want to let people know that, this radio station does not incite violence.
Yes.
It is not a platform for, brothers to congregate amongst each other, to get caught up in, in the midst of petty beefs and petty infighting and name calling.
Right.
This is just all about, just unity, but as well as freedom of speech. So I just want to let everyone know, including you, brother, that, I do not advocate or endorse anything other than unification. So,
yes, sir.
I mean, I would have to say that on, to both ends, both parties that are involved in, this beef right now that, this is outside of my jurisdiction.
Yes, sir.
I'm just, I just have a platform that I put together for people to be able to express their opinion. So I just want to make that disclaimer.
Yes,
and
sir.
you can go ahead and continue, bro. But I mean, it's getting real hot up in here right now.
Yes,
up
sir.
in the chat room, you got Brother Maurice and, Sister Ingrid Thomas, going at it.
But I would tell you, see, that goes to prove, see, Islam's supposed to be a religion of peace. A Muslim is supposed to be, one who is of peace. But see, there are those who carry themselves or have these titles. They don't carry themselves in that manner. You have those who say that they love you, but if you don't do what they want you to do, then they'll turn around and talk about, I blow, you know, I shoot you in your face. That's the reason. That's the reason why I brought this topic up today. And we should not want to support that type of rhetoric or that type of behavior. You have brothers who will steal from other brothers. They lie on other brothers. You know, this is the type of behavior that we should not want to be part of. You know, that's the reason why I'm saying what I said. And actually, I'm doing you a favor by talking the way I'm talking, because if you continue out in the public talking about who you gonna murder, who you gonna beat up, and all like that, your next trip is probably gonna be one of these jail cells. So I'm actually doing you a favor. And you know, you mess with the wrong person, and you know it's not gonna turn out the way that you think it's gonna turn out. But again, if you know, brother Craig, if I'm saying, and I have not mentioned any names at all, because really I'm speaking in general, because there's a lot of people with this mindset and this mentality. Not just what brought me to this subject was because I listened to some brothers' video, but this is a mentality that many in the circle among us, they have this sick mentality. It's a sick mentality. There's no, I can't sugarcoat it no other way. It's a sick mentality that you're gonna love somebody, and because they don't do what you want them to do, then you want to turn around and kill them. You want to turn around and slander. You know, you want to slander their name and tell, and you know, spread falsehoods, all this kind of stuff. We should be able to talk with one another, you know, without all that type of thing. But it goes back again. It goes back to our immaturity. You know, we have an infantile mindset. Again, you will never be able to go to no leader, African or otherwise, that's gonna sit and listen and tolerate this type of mindset. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. And to bring this to conclusion, the masses of the people, they're not gonna accept that. They're not gonna accept it. That's the reality of it. They are not going to accept it. You always gonna have just that few small group of people that will, you know, they will get on that type of bus. But the masses of the people, our people in general, they're not interested in that type of rhetoric. They're not interested in it. So I guess you must be planning to kill at least 60 million or more people, because our people are not going to accept your rhetoric. That's just the reality of it. So I guess these persons, they plan on getting all of us in some kind of room and blow us all up, because they're not going to accept it. They're not going to accept it, because that's just not where that's not the mentality of our people. They just don't roll that way. They just don't do it.
Yes,
so
indeed.
With that said, you know, again, I apologize if anybody felt disrespected. I didn't mention no names. I just spoke in general. I don't mean to cause no harm, because I'm not one of those persons that want to murder people. I don't want to murder you physically, and I do not want to murder you mentally or verbally. That's not my thing. You know, we have enough people trying to kill us. We have enough people in the media trying to use their words to make mockery of us. I don't need to join that. You know, if you can't get along with somebody, just leave them alone. Just leave them alone. But at the same time, you know, we have our freedom of speech. We can talk about, I don't talk about people personally. I talk about a mindset. I don't talk about your dog. I don't talk about your cat. I don't talk about the car you drive. I don't care if you bald headed or you're missing or you're ugly. I don't care about stuff like that. So
yeah, okay. Yes.